It's really, as I was saying, a pleasure to be sharing this space with so many inspiring people. And I think this is the most important tool when we want to promote climate action or to fight the climate crisis. And a tool that we often forget, and it's communication, it's inspiration, right? So through events like the one you have created, we are raising an awareness that is hardly created in another way. So as an environmental journalist, we mostly talk about problems, but it is very important also to talk about solutions, to tell people what they can do and what are the tools that are available to fight the climate crisis. So I'm not presenting any particular initiative, as my other colleagues probably will, but I'm just here to promote communication. And communication doesn't only mean me as a journalist informing through a newspaper or a television. Communication means everyone talking. We have to talk about climate change. You can talk to your neighbors, to your relatives, to your friends, and that's a tool we all have access to. It doesn't matter where you are, what is your economic status, we can all share and spread the word. So take that as a first step. Of course, everyone here probably is already many steps ahead in climate action. But if you want to tell people how to start, how to take the first step, instead of overwhelming them, sometimes we start talking about so many things we have to do, right? Stop flighting, stop eating meat, stop doing so many things that people get overwhelmed. So from my experience, the first tip and the first step we can share is to motivate people to talk about not only what they are doing or the information they've read somewhere about the problems we are facing, but also about their fears. We sometimes want to hide the fears. And I think this is key because we realize there are many more people outside feeling the same fears as we are feeling now. So we shouldn't be afraid of sharing our fears, our doubts about what to do or how to act in our daily life. So when we talk about climate change, which again for me is the most important or one of the most powerful tools to promote climate action, let's not forget 2 points. One, we have to talk about the problems, but we have to talk about the solutions, about the initiatives that are being started around the world, like the ones we will listen from our guests here. If not, we might achieve the opposite effect. That's something I've realized while informing about the climate crisis, right? As journalists, we focus so much into talking about global warming, melting ice, sea level rise. But informing about all these problems without giving the tools or without giving solutions might lead, instead of to climate action, to paralysis, to eco-anxiety. I don't know if you've heard of that word. That's what gives the title of my book, eco-anxiety. This fear, this frustration of I can't do anything to create a better world. So let's talk about solutions and not only about problems. And the second point is don't forget to put people in the center, in the spotlight. We are obsessed about this narrative of saving the world, saving the planet. But you know what? The planet will survive us as a species. The planet is not as much as in danger as we are, we as human beings. And that's a narrative we definitely need to change. So whenever you talk to your relatives, to your friends, again, tell them that the climate crisis is about their health, it's about their economy. That's the most important for me to make a difference. So to sum up, talk about it. Never forget to talk about climate change and how transformative, how important this action can be. Be an inspiration for others. Inspire others, not only with your actions, but also with your fears. Sharing is the first starting point. And last, but obviously not least, think about putting people in the center. Okay, the climate crisis is about you all, about me, about the health of our people, about the economy of our countries. We forget how the climate crisis will impact our economies. about the life of our kids. So from outside, my main message is talk about climate change. Many thanks, and I give you the words.
Thank you so much, Irene, for talking really beautifully and explaining how all the things are really related. And also, this brings to my attention, like yesterday, we had a few guests, like really young climate activists, who talked about like